Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Giselle. I review fragrances. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're one of my still loyal returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here. After 3 years of this platform, I decided to come back. I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to commit to once a week as I used to do, which I know that for YouTube is nothing, but for me it's a lot because I live on a very demanding schedule, and even to upload once a week for me is a lot. So at this time, I'm not quite sure I will be able to deliver once a week, but that's my goal. I really want to go back to that schedule. Right now, I'm very active on Instagram at GB Fragrances, so I would love for you to follow me there too. But yeah, I decided to come back. The very first reason is that I really enjoy doing this. This is a hobby for me. As cliche as it sounds, I'm here to share my passion with you. And yeah, this is my hobby, my life. I've been into fragrances for many, many years. And in light of the huge shift that I have seen in the community, on YouTube and everything, I would like to set the record straight from the get-go, since I'm basically starting from scratch again after 3 years. So I lost around 3,000 subscribers ever since I left the platform, which is fine. It's a fair game. It's okay. I'm not delivering content. People don't have to stay subscribed, right, for nothing. Now, since I'm coming back, I would really appreciate your support. But the truth is, I'm starting from scratch, basically. So I'm all about transparency and good business practices. If you follow me on Instagram, you see I have disclaimers everywhere. And yeah, for that reason, I want to be very transparent with you here too, and tell you what you can and what you cannot expect from my channel. So the first thing that you are not gonna see here is every single release. I'm not here for the metrics. Of course, we will all want to grow our channels. You know, I would be lying to you if I tell you, no, I don't want to grow my channel. That's not true. However, I don't buy fragrances for the sake of filming content. All the fragrances you see are fragrances that are in my collection. 99% of those have been purchased out of my own pocket. But yes, I do receive a few fragrances in PR. I'm very transparent. I always put disclaimers. I always put it in a very visible way, not down there, gifted by the brand and no one sees that. I'm very open, very transparent, and always put it on top. Very visible. And yes, I do receive a few fragrances in PR. I am very picky with the companies I work with, and I'm very transparent and very open about that when it happens. So yes, I do receive a few fragrances in PR. I do have affiliate links. I don't see anything wrong with getting compensated for our hard work. Being a content creator is super hard. It's very demanding. No one really understands that unless it's another content creator. But yeah, there's nothing wrong about getting a small commission. But I will be very open. When I have an affiliate link, you will see that in my description box. Sometimes I do buy new releases, but because I love them, right? Because I fell in love with those fragrances, but not because I want to get the latest release, so I'll be the first one to review it, so I'll get all the views, all the traffic, and then in 2 weeks I will be decluttering, right? So you won't see that. You won't see decluttering videos here. You won't see the latest, every single latest release here. And I might mention latest releases because I want to keep you up to date with what's going on in the industry. But I might use samples or I might mention them, but that's it, right? And yeah, I want you to know, if you're expecting a channel with every single release, you're not gonna see that here. The other reason is that I've been collecting fragrances, especially niche fragrances, for many years, at least 15 years, if not more. And for that reason, I don't feel the urge. I went through that phase, not anymore. Years ago when I first started, yes, of course, I had so much FOMO. I didn't want to miss any release, but I went through that phase. It's over, and now I'm very picky with the fragrances I add to my collection. I have a very curated collection. It's still big, or compared to others, it's nothing, but it's pretty big. But it's a very curated collection. It's everything I have in my collection is something I truly love. I rarely declutter, and if I declutter, it's just one fragrance or two, not massively decluttering. And so yeah, decluttering videos don't belong to this channel, and latest releases not necessarily belong to this channel unless I buy them because I like them. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is that I know those controversial videos or videos talking trash about fragrances drive a lot of traffic. I don't care. As I said, I'm not here for the metrics, so I don't care if they drive traffic. I'm not gonna talk bad about a fragrance. I'm no one to trash anyone, and you won't hear me talking trash about creators or the community or fragrance houses that stood the test of time. First of all the fragrances I'm going to talk about are fragrances that I do have in my collection, as I was explaining. I don't have anything that I don't like. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even bought it, right? Because I don't buy it for filming content. I buy it because I want them. And I really try to curate my collection. So if there's something that I don't truly love, I just don't buy it. Right? So if I buy it, it's because I love it. And then I'm going to talk about in a positive way about that fragrance. All this to say that just because you will hear me talking in a positive way about my fragrances, that doesn't make me any less authentic, because authenticity doesn't necessarily equals negativity. There is a big misconception out there that if it seems that if you talk nicely about a fragrance, it's because you got it in PR or you're not being authentic. Oh, and if you hear someone else talking trash, oh, that person is very, very honest and transparent. That's not true. That's not true. And I just wanted to let you know that although those type of videos and controversial videos drive a lot of traffic, that's not the type of content you will see here on my channel. So I just wanted to, set the record straight and tell you what you can expect and what you can. So if this resonates with you, my channel, my vibe, my content resonates with you, you're more than welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. And if not, that's totally fine. There are thousands of channels out there that might deliver up to your expectations. But no negativity here, no trashing other creators, no trashing the community. This is going to be just a fragrance channel, fragrance oriented channel, no gossip here, nothing like that. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that. And without further ado, let's get started with my best fragrances for summer. So the first fragrance I have on my list is Pacific Chill by Louis Vuitton. I absolutely adore this fragrance. I adore this fragrance. I love it. It's a blackcurrant and basil dominant fragrance. Blackcurrant is I love blackcurrant. I truly love blackcurrant, but you have to be careful because it's a very versatile note, and for this reason, it can be tricky. Blackcurrant can be used to create fruity and juicy fragrances, which for the most part, when people say they love blackcurrant, that's the olfactory experience they have had so far. But blackcurrant can be used to create minty, green, floral, even woodsy fragrances. So I can almost guarantee that even if you say or you think you love blackcurrant because you have a couple of fragrances with blackcurrant in your collection, I can almost guarantee that your next blackcurrant fragrance won't smell like that, not even close to that. So always try to sample it first, right? And also blackcurrant can be listed at cassis. Cassis is blackcurrant in French. So if you're a blind buyer and if you see cassis listed in the pyramid, which probably will be in the top and middle notes, make sure to get a sample or a decant, because highly likely it won't smell like the typical blackcurrant fragrance you have in mind. In this particular case, this is a very fresh, it leans on the green side of the facets that blackcurrant can have. Being blended with basil, you can expect a very green fragrance, yet not herbaceous, and it's not green in the sense of earthy. It's not earthy, it's not like vetiver, for example, right? It's also not a leafy type of fragrance. This is very aquatic, and it's also very relaxing, so soothing. It's very juicy as well, and it is unisex, but it definitely leans more feminine. Like my husband would wear this in a million years. He said this is like way too feminine. I also asked a friend of mine, a male friend of mine, and he said the same thing. He wouldn't wear this because for him it smells too feminine. I mean, it's feminine, but it's not girly. But if you go to the Louis Vuitton store, you will find it in the male department, or at least where they have all the colognes, you know, fragrances targeted toward men. But yeah, Pacific Chill is amazing. Blackcurrant actually was introduced by Ylang back in the late 60s or early 70s. So it's not really new in perfumery, but in the last years, we have seen many fragrances with blackcurrant. You know, in perfumery, there are trends. In the same way, in the last couple of years, we saw saffron, now we're seeing cherry. So a few years ago, the trend was blackcurrant. And I hope they keep using this in perfumery because I absolutely love it. I have many fragrances with blackcurrant and they all smell so different. You wouldn't even guess there's blackcurrant there. So yeah, give it a try. It's an amazing fragrance, super refreshing, super relaxing, perfect for the summer, and it's Pacific Chill. So the next one on my list is Lost in Paradise by Ex Nihilo. My favorite house, one of my top 3 favorite houses. There's nothing from Ex Nihilo that I don't like, so I highly encourage you to try their fragrances. They are super high quality. They don't smell like anything you would smell on the market. In fact, there are many fragrances on the market that smell like theirs, but they make their unique blends to perfection. Seriously, to me, it's one of the best houses out there, so I highly encourage you to explore. I don't have any affiliate link with them or anything. It's just my experience. It's one of the houses I have more fragrances from, and I'm always so excited every time they release something because it's really special. So Lost in Paradise is one of my favorites. This is actually my second bottle. I bought a larger one first, now I bought a smaller one. I always try to buy as small as humanly possible because I have a pretty big collection, and I want to make sure I don't necessarily need to go through my full bottles, but at least I want to, you know, make a good use of them. But it's a beautiful fragrance. It's very aquatic. More than aquatic, I would say it's very watery. It has lychee, it has pink pepper. It's so good. It has musk and a little bit of amber in the dry down, but especially the musk, it is a musky dry down, but it's not the typical cloudy, fluffy, cottony musk. This is more sheer. It's more a translucent type of musk. It's really beautiful. I won't say this is a comforting scent. This is not something cocooning or anything like that. This is a cold type of fragrance, if it makes sense, but it's very relaxing, very chill, very soothing. It's very elegant, it's luxurious, it's very sheer, very transparent. This could be, you know, the fragrance for a bride, like 100%. This is not unisex at all, but it doesn't matter. I'm just giving you facts. It's a very feminine, very girly fragrance, completely ageless. My mom could wear this and my daughter could wear this. It's really beautiful. It's very versatile. This is a fragrance that you could wear to a wedding at the beach, you know, to the office. You can, even if you work in a tiny cubicle, like in a call center environment, you could be wearing this like 8-10 hours straight and you won't bother anyone. It's a very mass appealing scent. It has a beautiful sillage. It's a very sheer type of sillage. And it is pretty long lasting considering its category. Usually these spring summer fragrances are not that long lasting, but this is pretty long lasting, as I was saying, considering its category. All Ex Nihilo fragrances are very long lasting, at least on my skin, and this one is no exception. It's so beautiful. It has like a pinkish color, very delicate, very feminine, very sophisticated. You will feel like $1,000,000 wearing this. It's a dumb bridge, it's a no-brainer. It's for those days when, you know, you want to feel put together and polished, but you don't really know what to wear. You wear Lost in Paradise and trust me, you will feel like a queen, like the queen you are. So Lost in Paradise is very watery, and I don't want to say aquatic. Maybe I should say aquatic. I'm careful with the wording because sometimes aquatic fragrances are more associated with more masculine fragrances or fragrances with salty notes or marine ozonic type of notes or accords. This is nothing like that. This is very juicy and watery. If you ever try a lychee or a rambutan, you will know what I'm talking about. They are kind of similar to green grapes, but they are not as sweet, but super duper juicy and watery. That's why I want to make the point here. This is very strong in lychee. It also has peonies. Yeah, peonies are pretty prominent too. I would say lychee and peonies are the most prominent notes here, and it's gorgeous. At the very least, I encourage you to try it. Lost in Paradise by ex Nihilo. So the next one is Ylang in Gold by 𝐾𝐤𝐴. Now, I received this fragrance in full transparency. I'm all about transparency and good business practices, so I'm gonna be very open with you. I received this fragrance in PR, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I rarely do PR, and when I do, it's like cherry picked. I really cherry pick the houses I want to collaborate with. And 𝐾𝐤𝐴 is one of those. It's very close to my heart because my very first niche fragrance years ago, it was from 𝐾𝐤𝐴. So when they reached out to me and they wanted to send me a fragrance, I felt floored and honored, and of course I said yes. And they sent me Ylang in Gold, which I am in love with. And yeah, I have an affiliate link in case you want to try it. And I also have a discount code for you guys too, so check the description box below. Now, Ylang in Gold is, I call it tropical goddess in a bottle, because this is how this beautiful fragrance smells. Gosh, the fragrance opens pretty citrusy. It's not very pungent, it's not astringent, it's not acidic, but it opens very citrusy. But in just a few seconds, literally seconds, it transitions into a creamy concoction. Usually you have to wait a few minutes until this happens. The top notes are the notes that evaporate faster. In this fragrance, you know, the citrusy opening lasts literally seconds, and immediately you will start smelling that creaminess. It's so delicious. It's very addictive. It has a strong narcotic component, which is typical from certain white flowers like Ylang, for example. This is Ylang in Gold. Yes, Ylang is the star of the show here, but it's not obnoxious at all. It also has TR. TR is another tropical flower. I'm telling you, this is a tropical goddess in a bottle. If you want to smell like a tropical goddess, this is a fragrance you need to try. This one and Bora Bora by Giardini di Toscana. In fact, I thought about including Bora Bora in this video, but since I'm thinking about filming a second part, summer fragrances, Bora Bora will be in the next one probably. But they are, if you have Bora Bora and you love that, you love those type of fragrances, you should definitely try this one. But you can definitely have both. They are different enough. However, they are in the same category. Both are tropical, both are narcotic, both are addictive and intoxicating. And yeah, Ylang in Gold, it's a beauty. It has geranium, it has, let me try it again. It has geranium, it has sandalwood. You can smell the sandalwood, but more than the scent, what you can pick is an incredible creaminess. Sandalwood, of course, provide fragrance, but also creaminess, texture, especially Mysore sandalwood, which is much creamier than the Australian sandalwood counterpart. I don't know what type of sandalwood they are using here, but I'm guessing Mysore sandalwood because it's very creamy. You will get more of this in the base. Like in the base you will get coconut, you will get vanilla, which gives this fragrance a tad bit of an edible touch. It's not a gourmand fragrance per se, so if you want to smell like a snack or something like that, this is not a fragrance for you. However, if you love tropical fragrances, tropical florals with a slight touch of gourmand notes, then this one is definitely a must try. And the coconut and vanilla base together with the sandalwood kind of anchors and wraps up and balance the whole composition. So yes, if you want to smell like a tropical goddess, Ylang in Gold is a must try. So the next fragrance, it's a cult favorite and for a good reason. It's Naxos by Xerjoff. Naxos is, to me, the epitome of quiet luxury. It's a very luxurious fragrance. Oh my goodness. It belongs to the 1861 collection. It's a mini collection composed of 3 fragrances: Renaissance to represent the Renaissance period, Zefiro, which represents Rome, and Naxos represents Sicily. And the House of 𝘾𝙧𝙧 created this mini collection to celebrate Italy's reunification 150th anniversary. And I like the three of them, but I think this one is the star. And for whatever reason, sometimes we see super hype fragrances that don't really live up to the hype. Honestly, it happens pretty often. But in this case, Naxos definitely lives up to the hype. It's really, really good. It opens very citrusy. Let me spray a little bit here. So good. It's so refined. It's so sophisticated. It's 100% unisex. However, it leans more masculine. In the same way I told you, Pacific Chill leans more feminine. This one leans more masculine. Now, it's a very versatile fragrance. I smell it on women and it smells divine, but I've smelled this on men and gosh, stunning. Really, really, really stunning. It has an impressive sillage. It's a soft fragrance. It's not obnoxious. It's not like a punch in your face. It is a mass appealing perfume. Most people love Naxos. It's a huge, huge compliment getter for me. It is divine. It performs incredibly well. Lasting power, it's 8-10 hours. Really, really, really lasts. And projection and sillage, which are characteristics that usually we experience in the first couple hours, if at all. In Naxos, it lasts forever. Like, you'll leave a trail behind you every step of your way, even hours after spraying. And the same with the projection. The other day I was in a restaurant, and people from the table beside me, they were asking me what I was wearing, and the table was not so close. It was more than 2 arm lengths, and I'd sprayed maybe 4 times, if at all. 4 or 5. And yeah, people were asking me what I was wearing because they told me they could smell it, and they weren't even that close. So more than 2 arm lengths in projection, but of course it becomes softer over time. But it is an incredible performer. It performs incredibly well, and I don't think you will be disappointed. It's strong in honey and tobacco. I would say after the opening, tobacco and honey are the notes that are most prominent, and the notes that you don't even need to be a trained nose. Anyone who smells Naxos can smell tobacco and honey, especially honey. But the tobacco here, it's not smoky. Sometimes people don't like tobacco in fragrances because they think it smells too masculine or it's very smoky. It's not. Here it's not. You can smell the tobacco, but it's more like tobacco leaves rather than the smoky tobacco or the smoky accords we get in other fragrances like Oud for Greatness, for example, which it doesn't have tobacco, but it smells like that for some people because it's very, very smoky and very masculine, which I love. So Naxos is not groundbreaking in terms of uniqueness. There are other fragrances that smell similar, or you will get similar vibes. However, the performance is unbeatable, and there is something special that you won't get in other fragrances. What is that? I don't know. I can tell you that's something very, very personal, very subjective, but it definitely makes it different. I think that's the reason why it's a cult favorite. 100% lives up to the hype, in my humble opinion, and I encourage you to try it. Give it a try. Naxos by 𝘾𝙧𝙧. So if you're looking for a feminine, sweet, fruity, juicy fragrance that's a great performer and costs less than $100, you have to try Solar Canopy by Future Society. In fact, this is the fragrance I'm wearing today. It's so, so good. So good. Oh gosh, it reminds me a lot of Hibiscus Mahajad by Maison Crivelli. So this is not a dupe, and in fact I don't even talk about dupes on my channel, but this is very similar in terms of scent and vibe. So if for whatever reason you don't want to buy Hibiscus Mahajad, I highly encourage you to try this one. I got it in Nordstrom, but I'm pretty sure you can get it online. It's absolutely stunning. It's a great performer. Like, lasting power is incredible. It has pink sugar, it has Turkish rose, Turkish rose is one of the most feminine type of roses used in perfumery. Gosh, so good. It has magnolia, it has pistachios, and it also has lychee. The pistachios here are not nutty. They add like a gourmand component to it, which Hibiscus Mahajad doesn't have. This is more, I would say this is more fruity, while Hibiscus Mahajad is more floral. I have both. I love Hibiscus Mahajad. It's a fragrance, I will always have it in my collection for as long as they make it. But I have to tell you, this is really, really, really great. And it's pretty similar. You will love, if you like Hibiscus Mahajad, I'm sure you will absolutely love this one. This is a fragrance you can wear during the day, during the night. Personally, I wear this when I go out in the summer, in the night, when I go out to dinner or whatever. It's more like a nighttime type of fragrance for me, but of course you can wear it during the day. It's pretty strong. It's pretty strong and it's very, very long lasting, at least on my skin. And the warmer and the more humid the weather, the longer it will last and the more it will project. So yeah, it's a stunner under $100, and a little goes a long way because it's pretty strong. Highly encourage you to try it. Solar Canopy by Future Society. And the next one on my list is Sintra by Memo Paris. I love Memo Paris. They make very complex fragrances, and when I say complex, I say it in the best possible way. There's nothing simple in their perfumes. They are all stunning and very unique in their own way. Even Sintra, which is a marshmallow fragrance. You know, marshmallow is another note that was trendy a couple of years ago, but it's still very in, and people love marshmallow, including myself. But what I love about Sintra is that it's a very different marshmallow fragrance. Like if you compare this perfume with Oriana, Love Don't Be Shy, the original and the extreme version, or Guimauve de Noël, and all the marshmallow fragrances we have on the market right now, I would say Sintra is the most grown up of all of them. It's like the big sister. And I think that what sets Sintra apart is the Petit Grain note. Petit Grain is extracted from the bitter orange tree, just like Neroli and Orange Blossom. The difference is that Neroli and Orange Blossom are extracted from the flower, while Petit Grain is extracted from the leaves and the twigs. So yes, it has a grain type of scent. Sometimes it's more bitter than others. Personally, I don't like Petit Grain, and this is the only fragrance I love that has Petit Grain. I love how it's blended here. And like I said, this is what sets Sintra apart from all the marshmallow fragrances on the market. For some people, the Petit Grain note is a turn off, and I get it, because you're expecting something fluffy, sugary, cottony, and suddenly, boom, you have that Petit Grain note that it's kind of sharp, it's green, slightly bitter. But as I said, if you like to smell different, which I do, I don't want to smell like everyone else, and but you still want to have this amazing marshmallow, yeah, I think Sintra is a must try. It's the least safe to blind buy. If you are a blind buyer, never blind buy Sintra. You have to try it first, and I hope you love it as much as I do. But I know that some people have complained about that green note, that it's a major turn off for them. But you have to do your research first. Don't blind buy just because you see marshmallow there. So this is the thing about notes. Some notes are pretty straightforward, like chocolate, for example. If you read chocolate in the olfactory pyramid, chocolate smells like chocolate, right? But there are many other notes. Like I would say for the most part, notes don't smell the same in nature as they do when they are processed to be used in perfumery. In fact, most or many notes are lab created. They are not even natural. And starting with marshmallow. Marshmallow, it's a note created as an accord actually of different notes, which include orange blossom and vanilla, among others. So marshmallow is also a synthetic note. It doesn't exist. No one is extracting the marshmallow to use it in perfumery. So what I'm trying to say is that when you see a note, you have to be very careful, because just because you like, let's say, saffron, it doesn't mean that saffron will smell the same when you buy a saffron prominent perfume. Everything boils down to the whole composition, how it's blended, what other notes, what other accords is it combined with, what type of fixatives the fragrance has, what type of base the fragrance has. fixatives not just prolong the lasting power, fixatives also provide scent, like it's the case of ambergris. So everything boils down to the whole composition, and you have to keep that in mind to, you know, have a successful blind buy if you blind buy fragrances. So yeah, Sintra by Memo Paris if you want to try a different marshmallow perfume. So this is it for today. I'm super duper happy if you stay here until the very end. Please let me know in the comments below what type of content you would like to get from me. I would really appreciate if you give me a thumbs up or if you can share it, because as I was saying at the beginning, after 3 years I lost a lot of subscribers, which is fine, but now I'm starting from scratch again and I want to give my channel a kick. So if you can help me with that, I will be very grateful. And I'm going on vacation, so my next video will probably be sometime mid-July, and I'll try to upload on Saturdays. Not sure if I will be able to do that once a week, but that's my goal. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.